Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So yesterday we all participated in the marriage of Devaki and Vasudev, and we all witnessed how wonderful the entire marriage ceremony was. We also saw that how wonderful the love and affection of Kamsa was for Devaki. But then suddenly the tragedy takes place. There's Akashvani, and the entire mood of Kamsa changes completely. So what happened? He removed his sword and about to chop off the head of Devaki, and at that time Vasudev, he began speaking. He started using Samaniti. He started glorifying. He did various things. First he did Gunakirtan, glorify to pacify. So he glorified. Second, he spoke about the advantage, profit, labha. If he leaves Devaki, his name will be glorified as a star of Bhoja dynasty. Third, he spoke about the sambandha. Maybe because of this anger and stupidity, he has forgotten the sambandha that he has with Devaki. So he reminded again, she is your sister. That to today is her marriage. So you cannot do this. So he reminded him of sambandha. Now he starts speaking. So when he reminded of his sambandha, so Kamsa has this mood that I am fearful of death. I am fearful of death. Therefore I am doing this. Then Vasudev starts speaking from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2. He speaks the core philosophy, or I should say, core basic philosophy of spirituality. When it comes to understanding of body and soul, all the different transcendentalists, they need to understand this. Jnana Yogi, Ashtanga Yogi, Bhakti Yogi. All of them, they need to understand this one basic fact that we are not the body, we are spirit soul. And here, Vasudev is explaining that in this particular shloka. Mrityur janmavatam vira dehena sahajayate adyavabda shatante va mrityur vai praninam dhruvaha. He directly starts. He's not saying the quality of soul, qualities of body and all that, like Krishna did. He's not doing all this. He's directly saying that, oh Veera, mrityur janmavatam dehena saha jayate. So one who has taken birth is sure to die. Which shloka is this from Bhagavad Gita? Jatasya hi dhruva mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha. The one who is taking birth, the jata, one who is taking birth has to die. So this is the basic funda that even common person will know. Anyone who takes birth has to die. Now see, he is saying, Adya Vapta Shatanteva. He is saying, maybe a person might die today, or maybe after 100 years. But one has to die. But death is for sure. Therefore we say, no, as sure as death. That's very clear. Therefore, this point is a very nice note that as soon as we take birth, immediately the death date is also written. Tell me, where is it written? Death date. Where is it written? It's there written on the body. So the death date is written on the lata, the forehead. The death date is written on the palms. and also on the souls. तीन जगह पे लिखा है. But the best part is we cannot understand. We don't know. हरि बोल. अभी देख क्या दिखेगा, मतलब ऐसे देखेंगे तो what will you see? हर दिन तिलक लगाते हैं, देखते ही है ना forehead. What date have we seen? So Brahma is already, this is called as Brahma Lipi. So Brahma is already written our death date. But the worst part is that even when death date is written, still we live our life as if I am not going to die anytime. Even devotees for that matter, sadhakas. I am not going to die. I live. So today chanting went bad, no problem. Tomorrow I'll improve. No confidence है बंदे में कि tomorrow is there for me. Tomorrow is there. That confidence is there. Maybe this festival my mood was not proper. Next festival I'll keep my mood proper. Confidence. This is called as false confidence on this very, very critical thing called death. See, whenever the person starts from one place to another, say he takes a train ticket. So it's not that after sitting in the train he'll decide, okay, where should I go? No. As soon as he gets in the train, he takes a ticket and that has destination. Similarly, as soon as our journey begins in this body, we have the destination also with us, that when we're going to leave this body. Now, it may happen that the way we leave our body might change, but the duration of life is not going to change. In normal circumstances, I'm saying, is not going to change. Therefore, the point is no one can escape death. Kuch bhi kar lenge, we cannot escape death. The great pop singer, he tried so much to escape his death. He wanted to live for 150 years. He had best of the best doctors in his place and all the medical facilities, the best of the best organ donors were there. He was planning to leave his body or wanted to live for 150 years, but he died when he was 50. You cannot change. Materially, we cannot do anything to change the duration of life. Therefore, this point becomes very important, that we cannot escape death. And this is what is the point that Vasudeva is trying to put forward to Kansa. That anyone who has taken birth has to die. Just imagine this one realization, if it becomes very profound in our consciousness, naturally we'll feel detachment from this world. Naturally. But Maya Shakti is so strong. Oh. Even the Bhagavatam speaker also is very confident that he will give Bhagavatam class tomorrow also. He is confident. Chalo, kuch nahi. I am going to live for tomorrow as well. So, tomorrow will continue. Yes. Therefore, Maya Shakti, she is so strong. She keeps the person in illusion. Don't worry. Nothing is going to happen. For some time when we are in Bhagavatam class, we will see that little bit, maybe we go above 3 modes, little bit. Therefore, we are able to realize this basic fundas. If we are, ye to sahi hai. मैं तो कभी भी मर सकता हूँ. And as soon as at the end we say Granthrat Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki Jai. All gone. Back to illusion. For some people it might stay for some more time, but after some time gone. As soon as we start having prasadam, all gone. Therefore we see this. Maya Shakti keeps us in illusion so that we try to enjoy this life, because this is why we have come here in this material world, to enjoy. Therefore she keeps us in illusion. Go, enjoy. Don't worry about death and all. Enjoy. But for a devotee, it is very important to understand that we are not here for enjoyment, but we are here to understand the facts of life and make our way back home, back to Godhead. Vasudeva is trying to say this, that anyone who has taken birth has to die. Either you have to die today or after 100 years you have to die. So this Akashvani has told that her child is going to kill you. So anyways you're going to die. So what's the problem? Leave her. So that's the funda. Leave her. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that anyone who has taken birth has to die. So why are you worrying so much? You fight and kill them. Anyways they have to die. Fight and kill them. In this way, if Kansa is hearing this, he has another question. Okay, see, I agree that anyone who takes birth has to die. But what is the guarantee that I'll get a body again like this for sense enjoyment? Say if he has this question, then Vasudev is answering. Dehe panchattvamapanne Dehi karmanugo vashaha Dehantaram anuprapya Prakatanam tyajate vapuhu. Now he's saying Dehe panchattvamapanne. What happens with this body? There is a similar shloka where Panchattva word comes. Gajendra is offering prayers to the Lord. And he says, Kalena Panchattva miteshu kritsnasu Lokeshu paleshu chasarva hetushu Tamastadasid gahanam gabhiram Yastasya pare bhivirajate vibhu. Gajendra is offering prayers and he's saying, Oh Lord, you are great. Kalena panchatma miteshu krishnaso lokeshu paleshu cha sarva hetushu. All even the great lokpals who are there, even they have to die one day. And this pancha bhautik sharira has to get vanquished. And all the pancha mahabhut has to mix with the pancha mahabhut that is there. So the earth that is there in the body, again back to the earth. The water element, back to water. The ether element, back to ether. So in this way, again, finally the person, the body, has to mix with the 5 elements. And that's what even he is saying here. He is saying that Dehe Panchatvam Apanne Dehi Karmanugo Vashaha Dehantaram Anuprapya. So when the person gives up the body Panchatvam, again mixes back with earth, water, fire, air, ether. But what happens with the proprietor of the body? That is the living entity. The living entity automatically receives Dehantaram Anuprapya. He receives another body. He receives another body. How he receives another body? According to his fruitive activities. Now this is very nice where Vasudev is bringing the karma philosophy. When the next body is obtained, he gives up the present body. So this is a very simple funda. Sometimes when new people come, for them, they feel very difficult to digest this fact that, okay, if I give up this body, then what will happen to me? This body is needed. They ask also that we break the cycle of birth and death, become free from gross body, and then we go to spiritual world. And they have this question, oh, without this body, how will we live? Well, we are so much dependent, so much attached, that we feel, iske bina kuch nahi ho sakta mera. It will be very, very difficult. And for some people, it's a nightmare that, oh, I have to give up this body. Because they don't understand the philosophy of the next birth and getting another body. For them, oh, if I give up this body, what will happen? That is the mood. Or that is the understanding that these people have. They fear a lot. They fear a lot. Therefore, here, Vasudev is making the statement that as soon as you give up one body, you are going to get next body. So don't worry. Now here, when he's saying this, he's not just leaving it here. Just to make him understand, he's giving a graphic example. He's giving a nice analogy to understand this. Vrajam stishthan padaikena yathaivaikena gacchati yathatrina jalaukaivam Dehi karma gatim gataha. He's giving 2 examples to make Kamsa understand. But will Kamsa understand? No. So Vasudev is trying to make us understand that how this entire phenomena happens. And he's giving 2 examples. One he says, Vrajam stishthan padaikena. So when the person is walking, Yathai vaikena gacchati. So the person is walking. How the person walks? I'm not normal people, the way everyone walks. So when the person is walking, so one leg is lifted, he keeps in front, and then next leg is lifted, then next, and next, and next. Yes? ऐसे तो नहीं चलते ना ऐसे. We don't keep jumping. We walk like this. So similarly, he is saying that the way, this is the first example. He says, we lift the first foot and then keep it in front, then lift the next foot. It's not that both we lift. And then he gives next one. Yathatrina jalaukaivam dehi karma gatim gatah. Then he gives the example of the worm. You have seen, that worms in the flower that comes. So it keeps going like this. So when we want to shift that worm to another place, you see, only when that worm sticks to another leaf or whatever we are giving, then it will lift the behind part and then it will go to the next one. First it will hold. First it will go and hold. And then after that it lifts the rest of the body and then comes on to the next part, the next leaf. Similarly, here, Vasudeva is saying, even when it comes to this body and the spirit soul inside the body, the spirit soul leaves the body when the next body is ready. That's the point he is making. So the soul comes out of the body and it enters another body. So it's not that it is just somewhere in the air. No, it is going to the next body. And then automatically is giving up the previous body. Therefore, when this point is told, so this is something that is very convincing because graphical. Okay, theek hai. So I'll not be deprived of any body. I'm going to get next body. So Kamsa is like, oh, that's good. Finally, I'm going to get a body then. That's good. But he's not understanding all this. So Vasudeva continues to speak more. And now he speaks something that is very, very relevant for everyone's life. He gives more graphical analysis of this temporariness of ourselves, this body and the entire world. He says, Swapne yatha pashyati deham idrisham manorathena bhinivishta chetanaha drishtashutabhyam manasanuchintayan prapadyate tatkim apihi apasmritihi. Now here, he is speaking about swapne yatha. So Prabhupada says, having experienced a situation by seeing or hearing about it, one contemplates and speculates about situation, thus one surrenders to it, not considering his present body. Similarly, by mental adjustments, one dreams at night of living under different circumstances in different bodies and forgets his actual position. Under the same process, one gives up his present body and accepts another. Now see, we started with a pastime and suddenly there is huge philosophy that is there. And this is the fashion in which the entire Bhagavatam is spoken. We have pastime and then we have philosophy. Then we have pastime and we have philosophy. And sometimes pastime and philosophy together in the same verse. Why? What's the need? Very nice thing that is told is that Sanatana Goswami is making this point. Till the point one does not understand the eternality of the soul and the temporary nature of this body or this world, one cannot understand the pastimes of the Lord. Very important point. Why? Because if you don't understand that, okay, I am spirit, soul and I am eternal and the entire material world is temporary, if you don't understand this fact, where is the question of understanding the lordships? Because we will be always immersed in the matter or on the material platform. Where is the question of understanding something on the spiritual platform? Therefore, Sanatana Goswami is saying that if we have to understand Krishna Katha, Krishna's pastimes, then we need to understand this basic, realize the basics. That is, I am not the body, I am spirit, soul, and this entire material nature and this body are temporary. So when we understand this fact, then there is possibility of understanding or relishing Krishna Katha. As of now, what Katha we will relish? When Krishna Katha is told, we will relate that to our life. Meri life may be aise hua tha. Oh, very nice. Then we'll try to connect and then try to relish. No, we cannot pull the Leela, which is transcendental, onto the material platform of our life and then try to relate and then try to relish. No. When we understand these basic things, we will keep the Leela there on the transcendental platform and will be able to relish it on the transcendental platform. Therefore, this thing is very nice, that when the person becomes right patra with right knowledge and renunciation, then he can hold the nectar of Krishna Katha. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Therefore, knowledge and renunciation is very, very important to hold the Krishna Katha. When Sanatana Goswami was with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he's asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that I don't know my actual identity. Ke ami? Who am I? And why am I suffering in this tapatraya, the threefold miseries? He's asking this question. And then he's saying that everyone else tells that I'm Pandit, so I'm assuming also that I'm Pandit. Oh Lord, who am I? Their Lord tells that Jivera Swarup hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. Who are you? You are actually servant of Krishna. This is the point that he makes. So as soon as a living entity understands that we are servant of Krishna, everything falls in place. But to accept this fact and realize this fact is very, very difficult. How many classes we hear this point? We are servants of Krishna. But then it's very difficult to take it and absorb that saying or imbibe the same in our day-to-day life. Very difficult. Because from lifetime after lifetime, we have been boss, masters. Suddenly, how to become servant? Very difficult. Because as soon as someone realizes that I'm servant of Krishna, tell me, why will you do anything else apart from Krishna consciousness? Why? Why will you do anything apart from Krishna consciousness? He'll just do Krishna conscious activities 24/7. But since as of now, we have got this mood of Ishvara Bhava, or I've got this Ishvara Bhava, so what will I do? I'll try to be Ishvara elsewhere in different places. That's what is happening. Even after being a full-time also, it's not that you don't have Ishvara Bhava. Ishvara Bhava will be there. The controller mentality will be there. Why? Because we have not realized this particular fact. It is not realized that we are not Ishvara. That is gone. That is basic. Now we go to the next level. We are not Ishvara, but we are Das. This fact. We are not the body or spiritual. Everyone has to understand as a transcendentalist. But for a bhakta, the next level is, I am not Ishvara, I am Dasa. That's the next level. That has to be understood. Therefore, with all this understanding only, one can understand Krishna Katha. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. People will keep telling, okay, I like Krishna Leela, this and that. But actual understanding, if you're not Krishna's servant, when we hear Krishna Leela, what will happen? Then people will say, aaj to maza aa gaya ekdam. Arey bhai, maza to keval Krishna karenge. Who are you? मतलब Krishna Leela में भी हम मजा ढूंढ रहे. Can you imagine that? So that enjoyer mentality doesn't go. Krishna is the only enjoyer. And I, as servant of Krishna, when I hear his katha, when I hear his various pastimes, in that mood, so that will please Krishna and that in turn will make me blissful from within. Not that I can just enjoy the pastime that is there. It's actually pretty deep. It needs a lot of mercy to understand this. Even we are on the same path to understand the statement. That how all these different activities can be done as a service and not as enjoyment. So why so much of philosophy? Because if philosophy is not understood, then where is the question of rendering devotional service with determination? Siddhanta balya chitte na karalas. Iha haite Krishna lage sudrida manas. So when it comes to Siddhanta, when it comes to philosophy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, don't sleep. So what am I supposed to do? Understand it nicely. When we understand it nicely, what will happen? Then my manaha, my mind, so will properly be engaged or focused on the Lord. Drida, with determination. Therefore, Siddhanta is very, very important. And we have seen those devotees who don't understand Siddhanta, who keep floating on emotions, very difficult for them to continue practicing bhakti, especially when there are spikes in their life, spikes of various uncertainties. Very difficult for them to continue. But those devotees who have been practicing bhakti with proper understanding of Siddhanta, it becomes very easy for them. Whatever spikes, it doesn't matter. They will go on continuing. So in this particular verse, he's speaking about one thing, that is dream. Now, he's comparing the dream with life. What happens in the dream? What happens in the dream? We forget the body. And we assume another body. We forget this body, we assume some other body. This is exactly what is birth. Birth is assuming some body. That is birth. And what is death? Forgetting the current body. That is called death. Every day when we sleep, we might dream for a few hours. But then, when we die, so what happens? The person is in, if suppose I have to define what is death, the continuous dreaming state is what is death. Where, instead of dreaming for a few hours, now it's completely gone. So now, it's continuous dream, because now he's going to another body, he has forgotten this body. Now the next body. Therefore, one point is very important to understand. When it comes to all of us, this life that we have is almost like it's like a dream. In the dream, all of us when we dream, sometimes people dream in Bhagavatam class also. Bhagavatam class is over and we are having prasad. So when we dream, so what happens is, we forget the reality of this world, and then in the dream, we are having a very, very serious activity going on. Serious activity, very serious. I'm sure all of us, when we dream, we are so serious in the dream, isn't it? Say some carnivorous animals running behind us and we are also running. And then we fall from the cliff and then we get up suddenly with sweat on the body. What happened? Or sometimes, already now, the person might be 30 plus and he's getting a dream that he's writing some exam in the school and then time up and he's not able to finish and then he gets up. Or whatever. Or some beggar, he's getting a dream that he has become a king because he got a lottery of whatever crores of rupees. Now, in the dream, he is very seriously executing all that. And as soon as someone comes and wakes him up, and then he gets up and he says, "Oh, I was just enjoying as a king. Why did you wake me up?" Now tell me, if he starts acting like a king, beggar, in the dream he became the king, he gets up and he's acting like a king. Don't you think that people around will take him to mental hospital? Why? Because he is a beggar, but he is trying to identify himself as a king. Identity is misplaced. Similarly, when it comes to us, we are Krishna's eternal servants. But we have come here and we are living a very, very wonderful life, which is like a dream. And this dream can break any time. Who will come to wake us up? Yes, death will come to wake us up. Yamadutas will come. Fortunately, they might not come for us because we have Tilak Kanthi and Dhoti Kurta, so I think we'll be saved. But otherwise, yes, death is one word, will come to wake us up. Any time will be woken up from the sleep. But you see, in this world, everyone is so serious about this wonderful dream. Oh, they are my family members. And then this is what is my job. And what am I trying to do? I have to plan for next 10 years. And then after that, next, after that, next, after that, next. And everything is very serious. Anyone is telling something which is insulting, I take it very seriously and I keep it in my heart. And even when it comes to devotees, no, they are also in a different mood altogether. I'm talking about sadhakas. When I say devotees, means ourselves. I'm not talking about pure devotees. So when it comes to us also, we also take it so seriously. Prabhuji, isne aise bol diya mujhe, usne waise bol diya. And at times, when something is taken away from us, be it position or be it place or whatever, and then that is also very serious. Oh, it was my position. Oh, it was my place. Oh, my preaching area. One thing is very clear, that in this dream, the role of Maya Shakti is very strong. कितना भी philosophy सुन लो, कितना भी सिद्धांत सुन लो, Again, we'll be back to square one. No, this dream is nice. And the person is enjoying the dream. And this dream goes on and on and on. Many of the times it is seen that the person is so attached in this dream that he forgets about the reality completely. At least for us, there is a reminder, that's Bhagavatam class. But for many people, completely the person forgets that what is the reality. Reality is we are servants of Krishna and we are supposed to go back to him. But people in this world are seriously doing very, very serious activities as if this is what is life all about. And actually, every single person can be put into mental asylum. Yeah, because the identity is misplaced, no? He is something and thinking something else. That's what everyone is doing. So literally this is the case that is there. Therefore, when we understand that, yes, okay, this entire life is like a dream. Oh, or this entire life is actually a dream. And anytime this dream can break, naturally this brings in detachment from this world. Whatever serious activities we're doing in this world, like the mental asylum patients, we'll be back to our original constitutional position as servant of Krishna and we'll realize, okay, this is all, I'm just there for some time here. Just do devotional service and get lost from here. This is the mood that a devotee will get. Therefore, this Siddhanta becomes very, very important. Very, very important. That how the entire world is temporary like a dream and anytime it can break, and when it breaks, another dream begins. It breaks, another dream begins. All glories to Maya Shakti. All glories. One after another, after another, after another. And that's what he is saying. It's actually like a dream, Kamsa. It's actually like a dream. Why are you so bothered? Why are you so bothered? The person, he gets different bodies. Next body he'll forget. His previous body, he'll forget. In the same process, one gives up the present body and accepts another, like a dream. Now, Kamsa might say that, so you said based on fruitive activities, the person gets a body. But throughout life, the living entity does so many fruitive activities. Then if that is the case, then at one go, the living entity should get a lot of bodies at one go. Why is it that there is one specific body that is given? Yes. Then Vasudeva is saying this. Yato yato dhavati daiva choditam mano vikaratmakamapa panchashu guneshu maya rachiteshu dehyasau prapadyamanah sahatena jayate. Now he's saying, yato yato dhavati daiva choditam manah vikaratmaka apapanchashu. So he's saying, okay, what does mind does? What are the three things that the mind does? Thinking, feeling, and willing. These are three things that the mind does. So this is on the mental platform that takes place. So based on the thinking, feeling, and willing of the mind, and how will the mind think, feel, and will? Yato yato dhavati. It just keeps running here and there. Mind just keep picking up from various places. We tell this in our Mind Your Mind session. Samskara. And then Guneshu maya rachiteshu deheshu prapadya manah sah tena jayate. Now this changes of the body are due to flickering of the mind, for otherwise the soul could remain in its original spiritual body. So his question is that why specific type of body? And the answer is based on the mind's flickering activities, and especially what the living entity is thinking at the last breath, he gets the next body. Based on that. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajyatyante kalevaram tam tam ivaiti kauntaya sada tad bhava bhavitah. So at the last moment of life, when the person remembers something, he becomes that in the next life. That's what Krishna is saying. He attains that state in the next life. So here, again, a lot of things can be discussed. But one thing is very clear, that whatever we are doing throughout our life, the majority of the when our consciousness is involved in some activity, our thought process always just revolving around that particular thing. That's what we'll remember at the time of death. So the entire practice of a devotee is, I want to be fully Krishna conscious. Because when I'm fully Krishna conscious, at least at the time of death, I'll be able to remember Krishna. Okay, and it's also very deep subject matter to remember Krishna. It's not so easy. So it's not that at the end of life directly I'll just remember Krishna. Not possible. Throughout life, when the person is fully Krishna conscious and he attains the higher stages of devotional service, to be more specific, Krishna Prem, then it's something very simple for that devotee to remember Krishna. Otherwise, it's so difficult. That's what Kulashekar Alvar is saying. Krishna tvadiya pada pankaja panjarantam advaiva me vishatu manasa rajahamsaha prana prayana samaye kafavata pittahi kantavarodana vidau smaranam kutaste. Kulashekar Alvar is saying, Oh Lord, abhi utha lo. Bhagavatam class mein baithe, consciousness theek hai, we are able to think of you, we are able to pray to you, abhi utha lo. Now, if the question is, nahi, kyun? You're a devotee at the time of death. What's the problem? You remember me at the time of death. He is saying, no, it's not so easy. He is saying, kapha, vata, pitta, they're going to block my throat and all the 9 holes, all the other holes. And in that state, Kulashekar Alvar is asking question to the Lord, Smaranam kutaste? How can I remember you, O Lord, at that time? How can I remember you? Kulashekar Alvar is saying this and we are very confident. I'll remember Krishna at the time. What is there in that? What is there in that? No, it's not easy. It's not easy. Throughout life, if a devotee has practiced bhakti intensely and he attains the treasure of Krishna Prem, then that devotee can actually remember Krishna because he's so attached to Krishna, he's in love with Krishna. But if we don't attain love for Krishna, then we'll remember that personality whom we have loved throughout our life. We'll not remember Krishna. Therefore, it's very, very important that a devotee, when we understand all this, then we'll not remain on emotional platform. कोई नहीं, वैसे तो हम जब तो कर ही रहे, दर्शन तो लेते ही है, तो okay, at the time of death, no, I'll remember Krishna. No, it's not that easy. Throughout the entire life, when the devotee is dipped in Krishna consciousness, you see like a sponge, the sponge is dipped in some, say, sugar syrup or whatever, and then you remove that, it is fully covered or fully drenched in sugar syrup. And then even if you touch that, you will get sugar syrup in your hand. It's fully drenched. Therefore, that's how we should be, fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. That's what is our endeavor, no, every day. The entire morning program, the Bhagavatam class, Guru Puja, whatever we have, even for that matter, Prasadam. Before taking Prasadam, we offer Prasadam prayers. Everything that is there is just to make ourselves drenched in Krishna consciousness completely. So that at the time of death, it's not that we're searching where is sugar syrup, where is sugar syrup. We are already drenched in that. We're drenched in Krishna consciousness. And then it becomes very easy to remember Krishna, or else it's very, very difficult. Because the last snapshot of our thought process matters. It matters. But then what if a devotee is not able to remember Krishna? I'm talking about a pure devotee, to whatever reason. He's not able to remember Krishna. So Krishna is saying this in Varaha Puran. The Sri Vaishnavas, they quote this often. Vatadi doshena madbhakta mamcha na smare aham smarami madbhakta nayami namadrisha. So he's saying very nicely that Vatadi doshena madbhakta mamcha na smare. That's what Kulashekar Alvar is saying. That because of Vata Adi, I'll not be able to remember your Lord. Smaranam kutaste. But then here, Lord is saying, Vatadi doshena madbhakta mamcha na smare. Possible that my devotee might not remember me because of Vata Adi dosh. Kapha, Vata and Pitta dosh. Maybe he might not be able to remember. But then he says that Aham smarami madbhakta, but I will remember that devotee. Krishna is saying, I'll remember that devotee, and what will I do? I will take him back home, back to God. Now this is a very nice hope for us. We used to remember the Lord at the time of death. It might be difficult. But then the Lord will remember us, and therefore our acharyas have been telling this. Prabhupada, he repeats the words of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he says, serve in such a way that Lord sees you. Serve in such a way that Lord is eager to see you. Lord is eager to remember you in this particular shloka. In the Upanishad, there's one shloka where the devotee is telling the Lord, oh Lord, please remember all the services that I've rendered to you. And Prabhupada writes there in the purport, he says, there's no need to list down what services we have done to the Lord. If we have done it sincerely, Lord will surely remember us. Therefore, now in the current state, whichever state we are in, what we are supposed to do is just render devotional service very nicely. And when we render devotional service very nicely, then the last snapshot might not matter. Because Krishna will take care. Krishna will force himself into that picture. He can edit anything, no? He can edit the last photo also. He'll edit, he'll remove whoever is there, and he will come in that place. He will come and will be able to attain the highest destination. Therefore, in the entire lifetime, how is the devotee rendering devotional service matters. How much and how, both matters. In what mood and how much he is offering. Therefore, as yesterday I was saying, one has to render devotional service 24/7. It cannot be few hours. It has to be 24/7. When we render devotional service 24/7, we are proving our sincerity to Krishna. And then Krishna will say, Aham smarami, mad bhakta. I will remember my devotee for sure. So in this way, the answer to Kamsa's question, why only one specific body? Because of the mind. Whatever is the last snapshot, based on that, the next body is decided. But now his question is, see, all that is okay, I'll get next body, some specific body. But then, now I have king body. What is the guarantee that I'll get a king body next life? How will I be able to enjoy if I don't get a king body? Now I'm a king, so I'm able to enjoy. Then Vasudeva is saying, Jyotir yathaivodaka parthiveshvadaha Samira veganugatam vibhavyate Evam swamaya rachiteshvasau puman Guneshu raganugato vimuhyati. Okay, I'll quickly summarize this. So here it is said, now when the sun, moon, stars, if they are reflected on different liquids, especially here it is said liquids like oil or water, and say there's disturbance in the oil and water. So now the moon that is reflected, that also will look like disturbed. Yes. Is actually moon disturbed? No. The reflection is disturbed. Why that reflection is disturbed? Because the moon is reflected in the water and water has disturbance. Similarly, so what has happened? The reflection of the moon has taken the qualities of the water, the disturbance basically. Similarly, why a living entity suffers? Living entity, spirit, soul, Satchit, Ananda. But why he suffers? Because the living entity accepts the nature of the matter, that is his body. So anything happens to this body, any disturbance, the living entity also feels disturbed. Therefore, the attachment, the living entity is surrendered to the body. The living entity is completely attached to the body and he feels that, yes, I am this body. Because of that, all the problem comes. Now, how does this answer the question of Kamsa? So Kamsa's question was, I have a king body, so I'm able to enjoy now. But what is the guarantee that I'll get a king body again? So Vasudeva is saying, don't worry. Whatever body you will get, you'll be completely attached to that. And whatever enjoyment you're getting in that, that is topmost enjoyment. Like in the hog body, when the hog is eating stool, it is not comparing, oh, king has a very nice palace, he's eating rasgulla. For him, that rasgulla is this transformated rasgulla. Yes? And he's enjoying that. For him, stool is something that is relishing. How is he able to relish? Because the living entity who is there in that body is completely surrendered to that body. Yes, this is what I am. Therefore, so in whichever body the person is in, he feels very nice. Therefore, you will not see that human beings being inclined or getting attracted to some female dog or female cat or whatever. But a male dog will go behind a female dog. How is it that? Because the living entity who is there in that body completely becomes surrendered to the body, attached to the body, considering oneself to be the body. In this way, he is speaking all these different things. That don't worry, whichever body you will get, you will be able to enjoy. Now just leave my wife. Enough. Remove the sword. But iske dimag mein jaye to. Now, after speaking all this, because he's trying to give all the possible logic, and now he starts giving Bhedaniti. Bhed, Sama and Bheda. Now it's Sama we saw, glorifying and all that. Now he's talking about Bheda. Now he's trying to create fear. Now see what he says. Tasman kaschidroham acharets tatha vidah atmanah kshemam anvichan drogdurvai parato bhayam. So he's saying now that therefore tasmad, since envious impious activities cause a body in which one suffers in the next life, why should one act impiously? Because whatever you're going to do now, because of that you're going to suffer in the next life. So why do anything impious? Why to do anything sinful? Considering one's welfare, one should not envy anyone. So considering your own welfare, don't envy others. Don't envy my wife. Remove the sword. For an envious person must always fear harm from his enemies, either in this life or in next. So he's telling him, he's trying to create fear. See, you might kill Devaki because of your envy, but remember, she is the daughter of a king and also wife of a king. You will have tough time later. You will be killed. And second, it's not after you're killed you're going to have nice time. No. Since you have committed sinful activity, what will happen? Yamaraj will meet you. Or you will meet Yamaraj. And Yamaraj will take care of the rest. Therefore, you will have problem now in this life and you'll have problem later also. So why do all these different things? Leave it. Do pious activities. And what is a pious activity at that particular point of time? Keep your sword down. Don't kill Devaki. And then he continues and he says, now finally, in Samaniti, we had seen the 5 things, no? What were those? Sambandha, Labha, Upakar, Abheda, Gunakirtan. So Abheda we had not seen. So that Abheda is trying to put it again. He's trying all the ways possible. So again he's bringing the Samaniti. Bhedaniti he used and tried to create fear. But looking at Kamsa, he's understanding he's not working. So now he's again coming back to Samaniti, and in that he's talking about Abheda. And he's saying, Esha tavanuja bala kripana putri kopama hantum narhasi kalyani imam tvam dina vatsalaha. Now he is saying that Esha, pointing at Devaki, he is also pointing with sword and he is pointing with finger. Yes, Vasudeva. So he is saying, this Esha, Tava Anuja Bala, she's your younger sister. Younger sister, and she is Bala, innocent woman. Kripana, she is completely dependent on you. Putrika Upama, she is exactly like your own daughter. Hantum Narasi Kalyani Imam Tvam Dina Vatsalaha. Again, he is using the word Dina Vatsalaha, very compassionate to poor and innocent. She is under your care. Please don't kill her. So what he is trying to do, Abheda, that how there is no difference between Devaki and Kamsa. You both are same, Baba. Because she surrendered to you. So she is your property. So you shouldn't be harming your property. Come on, you cannot do this. So he's creating that abheda, that there's no difference between you and Devaki. You both are one entity. He's establishing that one entity aspect. You both are one entity because she surrendered onto you. So in this way, he spoke all this and he's looking at the face of Kamsa and nothing has gone inside. But today, Vasudeva will be very happy because whatever he spoke, that is heard by so many devotees, and I'm sure those devotees will take it very seriously. So Vasudeva will be happy. It's a service to Vasudeva from our side. Finally, looking at Kamsa's face, he understood kuch nahi ho raha iska to. So finally, he used the last card that he had and he said, see, who is going to kill you? 8th son, 8th Garbha, 8th pregnancy of Devaki. Is Devaki going to kill you? No. Then the 8th child is going to kill you, no? I'll get you each and every child and you do whatever you want with the child. Now, as soon as this was told, Kamsa, who is a demon, he had so much of faith in the words of Vasudeva because Vasudeva is such a great devotee and this devotee has this wonderful qualities. Kamsa had complete faith in the words of Vasudeva, and as soon as he said this, I'll give you each and every child that is born, then Kamsa released Devaki, his soul was down. Haribol. So that time Kamsa got down, he left, and Vasudeva and Devaki went to their palace. So in this way, wonderful marriage took place, and in between there was a great tragedy, and we saw the tragedy in part 1 and part 2. And finally, they went to the palace. And Vasudeva and Devaki lived their life happily for some time. Thank you very much. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki Jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.